In February 2000, eBay received thousands of complaints about a single listing. People were terrified. Some begged the company to remove it immediately. Others claimed just viewing it online made them physically ill. It wasn't a weapon. It wasn't something illegal. It was a painting. An oil painting of a young boy standing next to a life-size doll. Behind them, dozens of hands pressed against a glass door, trying to get in. The seller had included a chilling warning. This painting is cursed. Every family who owned it reported the same thing. At night, the boy and the doll come alive. They step out of the painting. And if you're watching, the doll threatens you.
Subscribe to the channel, or the next evil painting I create will be yours.
Thousands of people viewed the listing. Then the reports started flooding in. Computers crashing. Children waking up screaming. The feeling of being watched. Some claimed they saw the figures move in the photograph itself. eBay wanted it gone, but the auction continued, and someone paid over $1,000 to bring this nightmare into their home. The painting is called The Hands Resist Him, and its story is far more disturbing than anyone imagined. February 2000, a California couple stumbled upon this painting at an estate sale. They bought it for cheap, hung it in their daughter's room. Within days, their 5-year-old refused to sleep alone. She claimed the children in the painting fought at night. The boy tried to escape while the doll held him back with a gun. The parents laughed it off. Kids have wild imaginations. But then the mother started feeling uneasy around it. That painting seemed to watch her. She'd catch herself staring at it, feeling drawn to those empty eyes. Her husband felt it too. They decided to get rid of it. But here's where it gets strange. They set up a camera in their daughter's room, thinking they'd prove nothing was happening. The camera was motion activated. It should have captured nothing. Instead, they got dozens of photos, the painting in different positions. The boy's expression changed. His hand raised. The doll turned slightly. Frame by frame, something was moving. They panicked, listed it on eBay immediately with every warning they could think of. They needed someone to understand what they were dealing with. This wasn't just art. This was something else. The listing description was desperate, almost frantic. "We want this thing gone. Our daughter is terrified. We've all had nightmares since bringing it home. If you buy this, you're taking responsibility for whatever happens next." Then the internet found it. Within hours, the listing had thousands of views. People shared it everywhere. Forums exploded with theories. Was it real? Was it a hoax? But then the comments started appearing from people who'd simply viewed the listing online. A woman in Texas said her monitor went black the moment she clicked on it. When it came back on, her screen was frozen on the painting. She had to restart her computer 3 times. A man in Florida reported his printer started printing the image on its own, over and over, dozens of copies before he unplugged it. Parents reported their children crying without reason after they'd looked at the painting online. One mother said her 2-year-old pointed at her computer screen and said, "Bad man," even though she'd closed the listing minutes earlier. Paranormal investigators contacted the sellers. They wanted to examine it before the auction ended. The couple refused. They wanted this thing out of their house immediately. No delays. No investigations. They wanted it gone. The painting sold for $1,025. The buyer was Kim Smith, a gallery owner who specialized in unusual art. She thought the curse angle was brilliant marketing. She planned to display it, draw crowds, make money off the controversy. She picked it up in person. The sellers practically threw it at her. Their relief was visible. The wife was crying. The husband kept looking back at the painting like it might follow them. Kim brought it to her gallery, set it up in the main room with dramatic lighting. She was right about one thing. People came. Lots of people. But they didn't stay long. Visitors reported feeling nauseous, dizzy. One woman fainted directly in front of it. A teenage boy claimed the doll's eyes followed him across the room. Children refused to enter. Parents had to carry them past it, screaming. Kim started having dreams. Always the same. She stood before the painting, but she was inside it watching the world from within. She was trying to escape. The hands on the glass weren't trying to get in. They were trying to hold something back. And that something was behind her in the dream, getting closer. She lasted 3 months. Then she donated it to a perception gallery that dealt with controversial art. They kept it exactly 4 weeks before the director had it removed from public viewing. Too many incidents, too many complaints, too much liability. The painting disappeared from public view for years, but the internet never forgot. The eBay listing was archived. Screenshots circulated. The story grew. New details emerged, some true, most fabricated. But one thing remained constant. Everyone who saw it felt something. That uncomfortable pull. That sense of being watched. In 2004, something unexpected happened. Bill Stoneham, the original artist, saw the listing. He'd painted it in 1972 and sold it to an actor. He had no idea it had become an internet legend. He was shocked by the stories, the curse claims, the fear. He explained what he'd actually painted. The boy was him as a child, a self-portrait based on a photograph from 1947. The doll represented a guide between the waking world and the dream world. The hands pressed against the glass were alternate lives, other possibilities, other paths he didn't take. The door was the barrier between reality and imagination. It was meant to be unsettling, sure, but cursed? He never intended that, except he couldn't explain some things. The actor who bought it originally, dead within a year. The gallery owner who first displayed it, he was dead. The art critic who reviewed it in 1972, also dead. All within months of coming into contact with the painting. Stoneham insisted these were coincidences. Tragic, but explainable. People die. Time passes. Correlation isn't causation. But then he mentioned something else. Something he'd never told anyone. When he was painting it, he felt strange. Like he was channeling something rather than creating it. The boy's expression came out darker than he'd intended. The doll's face more menacing. Those hands more desperate. He tried to fix them, make them less disturbing. But every time he adjusted the painting, it looked wrong. So he left it as it emerged. Raw and unsettling. His childhood photo, the one he based the painting on, was taken outside his childhood home in Chicago. Years later, he learned that home had been built on the site of a children's hospital that burned down in 1924. 43 children died in that fire. Their bodies were never properly recovered. The site was cleared and built over. Coincidence? Maybe. But it adds another layer to an already disturbing story. The current owner of the painting is unknown. Kim Smith sold it privately in 2019. The buyer insisted on anonymity. They reportedly paid $15,000. They made one request: no publicity, no exhibitions, no photographs. The painting exists somewhere, hanging on someone's wall. And based on the pattern, that person is either living with something extraordinary or convincing themselves nothing's wrong. Bill Stoneham painted 2 sequels. Hands Invent Him in 2004 and Hands Welcome Him in 2023. Both are unsettling in their own right, but neither carries the weight of the original. Perhaps because they were painted with full awareness. The original came from somewhere else. Somewhere Stoneham himself couldn't fully explain. So what's the truth? Is it a cursed painting haunted by dead children? Is it a psychological trigger that exploits our fear of the uncanny? Or is it simply a very well-painted portrait that people projected their fears onto? The rational explanation is simple. The painting is genuinely unsettling. Bill Stoneham is a skilled artist who captured something disturbing in oil and canvas. The eBay listing used dramatic language that primed people to expect something supernatural. Power of suggestion did the rest. Once you're told something is cursed, you look for evidence. Every computer glitch becomes proof. Every nightmare becomes connected. Confirmation bias on a massive scale. But that doesn't explain the consistency of reports. Thousands of people across years, across continents, describing the same sensations. The feeling of being watched. Movement in the peripheral vision. Recurring dreams. Children reacting with pure terror, despite never being told the painting was dangerous. It doesn't explain why every owner has gotten rid of it as quickly as possible. Why professionals who work with controversial art refuse to keep it on display. Why eBay, a company that sold everything from human skulls to haunted dolls, specifically flagged this one painting. The Hands Resist Him remains one of the internet's most enduring mysteries. Not because we don't know its history, because we do know it. Not because the artist is unknown. He's alive and accessible. But because despite every rational explanation, despite every attempt to debunk it, people still feel something when they look at it. And that feeling hasn't faded in over 50 years. The painting exists, somewhere, hanging in darkness or displayed in light. The boy still stands there, trapped between two worlds. The doll still guards the threshold, and those hands still press against the glass, still trying to get in, or maybe trying to keep something else from getting out.